Greetings people of YouTube, this is Crazy Samurai 71 here bringing you another video. Today's video will be one on Pokemon. So the Pokemon series has been around since 1996 and it's expanded massively over time. It's had several games. It's had 6 generations now. Yeah, 6 generations now, and it's great. I've played each generation. I've played some ROM hacks before. I've played several spin-off games. Love a lot of them. Favorite generation, that's hard to say. I'd probably say 3rd gen or 4th gen maybe. I don't know. That's a hard one. I was born around the time that 2nd gen came out, I believe. So like 2nd gen, maybe 1st gen came out. So no, it was 1st gen. Yeah, it was probably 1st gen came out. So I thought it was pretty good. I've been thinking it's pretty good. I have Auras, I have X and Y. Well, I have X and I have Alpha Sapphire, but I've played Auras. I've played, you know, X and Y, whatever. I've played Black 2. I've played Black. I've played Diamond and Pearl. I've played Platinum before. I played several different games in the franchise. I played 3rd gen. I played 2nd gen. I played 1st gen. And I played all the different generations. I've played several spin-offs games such as Pokemon. I played one of the Pokemon Ranger games, the original one I believe it was. I played 2 Mystery Dungeon games, and I'm a huge fan of the anime. Still watch it today, and I do plan on discussing a lot about the anime, and in a future episode discussing more about the games. But today I'd like to focus specifically on the anime, because it's something that a lot of people have a big interest in. For me, I would like to say that each season brings something new to the show, and just overall. And I'll tell you this much now: I love it all. One thing I like to do now, just because I feel like doing it, is I actually can do an impersonation of a certain Pokemon. Oddly enough, I'm not sure how good it is, but in my opinion, I love it. I can do an Aerodactyl. I'm not even joking. I can do an Aerodactyl pretty well. Ow! Wow, that was weird. It's hard to do. I would like to do an Aerodactyl impression right now, but it's like, Arrow! It's hard to do. It's something like that. If you watch the anime, you'll recognize something like that. It's very hard to do. It hurts my throat every time, but I can do an Aerodactyl impression. It's hard. I don't know why I decided to do that right now, but I'll try it later again. It's really hard to do. Anyway, I'd like to talk a little bit about, as I said before, about the anime. So, as everyone knows, our main character is Ash Ketchum. Ash has had several members like teammates along, like people that travel with him over time. He's had, how many girls has it been? It's been Misty. It's been wow, I just hit my nose. It's been Misty for season 2. Orange Islands. Try and think for a second here. May, Dawn, Iris, and Serena. So it's been 5. So it's been 5 females. And how many guys? Let's think. Brock. Wait, it's Brock, Tracy, Silent, and Clement. That's who it was. Right. So it's been 4 guys, and but if you include Ash himself, so that's like 10 characters in total. 10 like major lead characters. You could also include the 2 small kids, which would make it 12. You know, Bonnie and Max, the 2 little kids. One from Hoenn, and one from Kalos. The Kalos, not Kalos. And then There's the different professors, which is another 6. That's 18 characters. Then there's each mother, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that's like 1, 2. It's like 7 more characters right there. Then there's each professor. That's 6 more right there. That's like 33. So you get, there's a lot of characters in the show. The show has existed for a very long time. What I like to talk about specifically, other than just the character count, I don't know why I decided to start doing that now. I'd like to talk about specifically what things each season brings to the table. So for example, with season 1, our focus mainly was just Ash going through each gym. Ash just trying his best. Early on, his teams have been okay. I mean, as everyone knows, early on, his character was very, very amateur-like, and he's still not the best ever. I mean, season 1 especially, you know, he had his Charizard, but the other thing to remember is that one thing that I'm hoping that they do in the recent season is they hopefully start giving him like a Mega Stone or two. I mean, think about how many Megas he has. He could potentially have a Charizard X or a Y. That's 2 potential. He could evolve his Bulbasaur, which I doubt he'll do, but you get the point. A Bulbasaur that could evolve all the way into a Venusaur and get the Mega Stone. He has a sorry, I ate my nose. I don't know why my nose is bothering me. He has a Squirtle. That's 4 characters that could evolve all 4 Pokemon that could evolve all the way and get a Mega Stone. He has a Glalie. I don't know why I'm jumping ahead so much, but just work with me here. Work with me. He has a Glalie. He has a Sceptile. I know I'm jumping seasons. I know. I'm trying to think here. What else does he have? He has, what else does he have? I know he has a whole bunch. I'm just trying to think of what all the Megas are. He has a, what did he get? I'm trying to remember now. He does have a lot more. It's just that I'm forgetting a lot of them right now. Oh, he has a Mega. He has a Pidgeot. He can just evolve it into get a Mega Pidgeot right there. Sure, not the best Mega in the world, but I mean, it's something. It's hard for me to really remember all of them right now, but I mean, he does have a lot. And the thing is that it's one thing that always bothers me is the fact that he has all these Megas. He has all these potential Megas, yet he hasn't gone to the effort. Like, he is currently in the place where he could easily go and ask for a Mega Brace and get a Mega Stone for, like, so many of his Pokemon. Like, he could have a Mega Charizard. Think about how much connection he has to his Charizard. Think about, like, the story arc, the everything. I mean, his Charizard's been in Season 1, 2, 3, I believe. Maybe. Was it 3? I feel like it wasn't 3. No. 4. Season 4, I believe at one point he might have been. 5. Yes. And 6, not yet. But you know, at least 4 seasons or so. He could easily have his Charizard appear again. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't hurt. His Bulbasaur, he could. Now, don't get me wrong. That I doubt would happen. His Squirtle, very unlikely. His Pidgeot, I have maybe. Clearly, I don't see why not. A lot of these would happen towards the end, like when he goes and battles the Elite Four. When he goes and battles the he goes to the battle. You know, when he does his big tournament at the end for each of the series. To get into to go about the Elite Four or whatever, where he never really wins. Yes, I know. No, he never wins. He never wins. So dumb. It's really dumb. And the other thing to remember is that he's had several opportunities. Like, he's met, like, one thing that I noticed, and I noticed this recently, is the fact that pretty much every single legendary, pretty much every single legendary he has met at least once. Odd to think that, but it's actually true. Like, I actually looked back and I was trying to think to myself, like, has he met every single legendary? And I realized, whoa, He actually has. Think about it. I mean, he really has met every single legendary. If you watch every single movie, if you watch a number of the episodes that actually feature legendaries, it's actually very true. And it's very interesting. Some of them reappear several times. Like, for example, Mewtwo appears like, what, 3 or 4 times? Mew appears like 2 or 3 times. You know, there's several of them that just appear several times. You know, Entei and Entei, Raikou, and Suicune appear like 2 or 3 times each. You know, I mean, Raikou probably the least, but you get the point. I mean, they really emphasize, okay, let's show off a lot of these Pokemon. And I mean, over time, you get to see pretty much every single Pokemon shown off in the show at one point. And I mean, then again, they've had 848 episodes, so you would think by now that they would. Well, maybe I think it might have changed a little bit over the weekend, but like 850 maybe episodes. I mean, that's and that's just in America. In Japan, it's like at least a good 20 plus episodes more. I mean, I don't even know. And I wonder. And personally, one thing that I'm predicting is that when it gets to episode 1000, which, believe me, I'm sure they'll get to that point. What I would love them to do for that episode would be have each major lead character show up. So all 10 of those trainers that I mentioned before, that are major lead characters, have them all reappear. That'd be so awesome. That would be awesome because you want to know why? A lot like everyone loves their character from each of the loves characters from each season, and it just would be fun to see them. Would I expect all the professors to show up? That'd be very cool, but I wouldn't say definitely or no. But I think that they should do either a movie in that regard, or just do like a really major episode that maybe it's like a 2-parter or something like that. I don't know. Just make it really, really cool. Because I mean, they've been doing the show forever. They have so much money, and it could be great. And believe me, I have to say this right now. Pokemon is a great franchise. I also mentioned other seasons. So season 2, for example, what did that bring to the table? Well, it was a lot of the same, but at the same time, there were he was a smarter character, Ash Ketchum. There was a lot more unique things that occurred. More character development. He wasn't the same amateur he once was, but he still wasn't the best ever. There was also some unique things. For example, like he had a shiny Noctowl. What the heck? Yes. So Ash gets a shiny. That obviously happens every single day to a character in that kind of an anime. No. And then there's season 3, which brought it in the contest. In the game, it was not the best in the world, but in the show, I always found them really fun to watch. May in the contest. Same with Dawn. Who do I like better, May or Dawn? That's a hard one. I don't know. At one point, like. Until recently, I would automatically just say May, but like I recently watched the show again, and I have to tell you this much: I would say that it's a really, really hard choice to make, May or Dawn, because personally, for me, I like them both in a lot of different ways, and it's hard because I used to think that like Dawn was so depressing in some ways for me, but at the same time, I kind of started liking her more. I don't know why. What did season 5? What did Black and White bring to the show? Well, it basically took us back to what Kanto and Johto had. In this case, in regard to Unova, and brought some new aspects to it. It kind of made him seem younger in that season in some ways, though. He was smarter but dumber. I don't know. Like, in regard to the fact that he seems a lot more naive, but at the same time, he knows what's proper typing. At the same time, he's not always the most intelligent. So, I don't know. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. What about Kalos so far? Kalos, currently speaking, has been a pretty good season. The speed of the number, like how long things have been taking, has been much slower, back to where it used to be with Kanto, Johto, even a little bit. But I think that it will gradually, improve even more so. I mean, it's getting good. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I think overall, the show has brought a lot of things in, and I'm just touching upon like the like just some minor things, like, because the thing is that the show is very expansive. Remember, there's 848 episodes. Then there's like what, 16 or 17 movies now. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to really discuss, and I'm just touching upon like the characters themselves, what the season's brought a little bit in regard to like major aspects, not like necessarily like small little fragments, but like major aspects, like just in general, the overall ideas and stuff, because it's a lot of stuff to cover. And believe me when I say this, if I want to, I can make like this huge documentary where we're talking about like everything. And the thing is that for me, I don't want to spend all day doing that with you guys. I'd rather give you guys some time to take in a video and then maybe eventually come back to this next week or so and just talk a little bit more about like the show, either this weekend or the following week. I don't know yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Personally, I'll say this much right now. It's something to definitely look into if you haven't. I'm sure plenty of people have watched at least the original and know the original theme. You know the original theme. Everyone knows the original theme. But definitely watch it. Definitely something to look into. You can find it pretty easily online. You can also just watch it on TV. It does show up here and there. It hasn't showed up as much recently, but it definitely does appear on TV often. But yeah, definitely look into it, because it's worth watching. And plenty of people do watch it all the time, and people really don't always talk a lot about the anime as much. And yes, I know I call it an anime, and plenty of people are like, "Oh, it's so little of an anime." It's an anime. It is an anime. Sure, it's not Attack on Titans. It's not Sword Art Online. It's not Naruto. Yes, I know it's not something like that. But you know what? It's technically an anime. It has anime. Look, the characters look like anime characters. Do they not? Sure, they're not like they're not, sexualized necessarily. They're not hardcore characters. They're not characters that have like massive swords. They're not characters that have magical abilities. It's not fairy tales. It's nothing like that. They're not alchemists like Full Metal. They don't have like special abilities and they don't have like a ninja like attacks, like they don't have like ninjutsu like Naruto. I mean, they don't have a lot. Sure, it's not that kind of an anime. It's its own breed of anime, and it's sparked some other shows. For example, there's Digimon now, which some people like, some people don't like. It's a very mixed thing. I know plenty of people believe Digimon is basically a spin-off on Pokemon, and it's pretty much true. But believe me, you should definitely look into it, consider watching it, and believe me, it's better than a lot of these shows. Not all of them. I would not say that it's better than Full Metal. I would not say it's better than a lot of these. What am I saying? It's not better than. I meant for its type of anime. In other words, for the type of there's a pet that the character has anime. It's one of the better ones. Not in regards to like an overall thing. It's like I wouldn't say like it's better than Full Metal. I wouldn't say it's better than Sword Art Online. I wouldn't say it's better than a Kami ga Kill or whatever. I wouldn't say it's better than like these well-known ones. I wouldn't say it's better than Attack on Titans. Like, hold your don't kill me. Watch yourself. Sorry. I did not mean to say that like that, but just believe me, it's good. It's good stuff to watch. You can find it online pretty easily, and it's worth taking up. I know plenty of people have mixed reactions to the show and really just are like, okay, I'll play the game and that's all I need to really worry about. But it's worth looking at both, because the game's great, but consider this. Just imagine if they were able to make the Pokemon look as real as possible, both in-game and on the television screen. That'd be awesome. And plenty of people have been hoping for like another Pokemon game like, Colosseum or Gale of Darkness, and I'm game for that. I mean, that's why people thought back when Pokemon Fighters was first like revealed that might end up being that exactly that. Like that might end up being the next Gale of Darkness or Coliseum. And believe me, I would love that. I would love if that were true. Sadly, I don't think that seems likely anymore, and I'm very interested in seeing how that game will develop and what it will look like in the end. Because currently speaking, all we know of as far as Pokemon go is Blaziken, Lucario, and I believe it was Machamp, and that's about it. But we'll have to wait and see. It's supposed to come out, I believe, next year. So hopefully actually, when this video is up, now that I think about it, yeah, I know I'm talking as though this is already happening. This is happening beforehand. Yeah. So this will be coming out this year. Sorry. So this game will be coming out this year, I believe, late this year. Might be the following year. I believe it's coming out like this year for Japan, but for America that could come out next year, or it might come out late this year around the same time. We don't know yet. Apparently in Japan it's supposed to come out in arcades and maybe eventually gradually go to like Wii U and some other consoles. Most likely, if it's a console to the Wii U, it's not going to be the Xbox because Pokemon can't be connected. It's never going to connect to any other game developer other than Nintendo. So Game Freak is not going to start branching out to other franchises all of a sudden. Believe me, that would not happen. If it does, that would be very strange and very unexpected, and I would be like, what are you trying to do? So anyway, I think that wraps up today's video. Please subscribe, comment, like, etc. And I will see you guys in our next video. That should be up probably the next day or so. Alright. And again, this has been Crazy Samurai 71, and I am out.